it's Lori here. I am stopping in today with a new stamp focus over at Altenew. Today's focus is on the Just Because Builder. This is an amazing stamp set to have in your stash. There are several different fonts and just many variations the way you can use these. They come in a small font all the way up to a larger font, so space-wise you've got all different options. I stamped out several variations just so you could see them in use. With all different kind of fonts, the possibilities are endless. You can mix and match different fonts, or you can keep them in the same family. This is today's card, a clean and simple card with ruffled feathers and with the Just Because Builder. I'm also going to be using the Halftone Stencil in the background. So first thing I'm going to do is just stack the cardstock and the stencil together. That way the bottom is lined up and we know the circles won't be crooked that way. Just going to lay that down, and I'm using today this Silver Lake gray ink from Altenew, and I'm just doing the lightest application with a blender brush. I'm definitely not going heavy-handed, and I'm just blending enough that maybe it doesn't even look like I'm doing anything, because I want it just to be the lightest gray background. Now that I have that done, you can see that the larger circles are at the top and the lighter ones are at the bottom. This will leave space for the sentiment. I'm using this set of blooms from Ruffled Feathers, and I've got that here in my Misty. The first layer will be black ink, and I'll go ahead and add some Obsidian black ink onto the cardstock. I'm lining up the second layer with the outlines of the flowers. This set is very simple to line up, so I'll go ahead and pick that up, and I'm going to be using Dewdrop ink. The last layer is some outlines for these flowers, just giving it a little bit of shading, and I'm lining that up again with the outlines of the flowers. So I used Dewdrop for the first one, and I'm going to be using Aqualicious for the shading. This color gives a nice bold look to the flower. These blooms have 3 sets of leaves, so I'm going to go ahead and add the first layer onto the leaves. For these I'm going to be using frayed leaf for the first layer. And now I'm picking up the second layer of the leaves, and I'm going to be using Forest Glades for the second layer of green. Now we'll use the coordinating die, and I will just line this up and get this cut out for the main focal point of the card. I'm just using a little piece of Post-it tape to keep that stuck down. So now we can assemble the card. I've chosen an aqua colored card base. I think it's fun to add a little bit of color to the back when you have a white card front. So I'm just going to score the card base at 5.5, and then I'm going to add some ATG to the front of the card. I'm lining the side of the card front up with the side of the card base. Just using my finger and thumb, I'll press that up against the side until it's even, and then I'll just drop the card. That way my card front goes on straight. I've chosen to use these 2 stamps for the Just Because sentiment. I love how this has the brushed letter or calligraphy type look along with a basic font. I'm laying the flowers here just so I can see where to place the sentiment. I'm going to make sure that the stamp is tucked right up into where the flowers will go. I'll go ahead and pick this first part up with my Misty and get this stamped in Obsidian black ink. Next we'll tuck the Because right up under the J, and I'll make sure I have that on straight by using that pink line of the Misty. We'll go ahead and ink that one up and stamp that to finish off the sentiment. Next I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of the flowers to pop those up for some dimension. Now we'll go ahead and remove the backing from the flowers, and we'll add that to the front of the card, just making sure that that's tucked down around that sentiment. I've placed these enamel dots on the card front, and now we'll just glue those down. So that is it for my card today using the Just Because Builder stamp set along with the ruffled flowers. Just a quick peek at the other 2 cards I made for today's post. Again, using the Just Because, these are the Dahlia stencils. I popped this panel up and I added the Just Because down the side. For the third card, I used the Dotted Swirls debossing cover die to make the front panel. Then I just stamped a sentiment, cut the strip, and added in a little heart sticker to finish that card off. I hope you've enjoyed my cards today. I'm glad you came by. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.